All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Whitetail DNA video. On this video, I'm gonna cover my 2024 Whitetail systems for First Lite. Kind of just gonna run through from early season to late season. We're gonna hit on some new gear that First Lite's got this year, but then I'm gonna kind of talk about how to layer around it and also just kind of what I wear from early to late. So early season we're gonna start out with is gonna be the trace system. So I love the trace system. So here you got the trace top right here. This stuff is just super light. I mean, unbelievably light. I was wearing this in North Dakota this year. I was wearing this on the warmest day of the hunt when I killed my buck this year. Just super light, super breathable. And you know, like on this top, you've got, you know, front pocket. I think on this side, front pocket right here. You know, you can, as you can kind of tell, maybe, I mean, it's just very thin, you know, it's tough for how thin it is. So that's the trace top. And then the trace bottoms right here, same thing, you know, super, super lightweight. You know, this, whatever texture, you know, they're using is awesome. And then cool thing about these trace pants is you've got on the legs, you can ventilate the legs. So there's a zipper right here. And then there's a zipper on the outside. So you can see right here, you can probably see my hands coming through. So from that to the inside, that comes out to that zipper right there. So you can get really good airflow coming through, you know, your inner legs. I mean, where a lot of that, you know, sweat and stink can build up. So I really like that. You've got your normal pockets, and then you've also got the back pockets. So the trace system, you know, is definitely, when it's warm, you know, I am going to the trace system for my really early season hot weather hunting. And so that's pretty much I only wear when it's probably 75 plus, I'd say. And then you've also got the new this year is their Yuma hoodie. This is also literally as light as you get. I mean, I can see right through it. Super lightweight. I went with the Yuma in the solid color because I liked wearing this. Like, I wore this on our recoveries. You can also wear it as a layering piece for later in the year. You know, but like Luke and I think Lopi did too, they got the Yuma in, you know, Spectre to wear it as a main piece. So if you didn't want to wear the trace top, if you want a hood, you know, the Yuma is also pretty awesome. It's more of that, you know, it's that synthetic, so it's an awesome blend. It's not the arrow wool, so really like the Yuma as well. And then as it starts to get a little bit warm or a little bit cooler out, even in North Dakota early season, you know, the first week of September this year, we had a couple of evenings where it dropped down and into the 50s. Mornings were in the 40s. It was a little bit cool. Next thing I wear is the Origin hoodie. Now the Origin hoodie I wear pretty much the entire fall. In some level or another, I wear it all spring turkey hunting. My favorite thing about the Origin hoodie is it's just got that right. It's not too heavy, not too light. It's a perfect outer piece for when it's not super cold. You know, it's not really cutting the wind all that great. So if you're getting down into the 40s, 30s, like this is not my outer piece, but I will definitely layer with this. One of my favorite things about the Origin hoodie is the built-in face mask. You know, it comes right up over your head. You can have that so it's, you know, behind your neck if you don't want to use it, you know, up against the hood or pull it over your face. So that's one of the main reasons I wear the Origin hoodie no matter what, is if I don't want to forget a face mask or not have to have one, I've got that ability. It's got the kangaroo pocket, you know, down right, you know, by your waist. And then on the sleeves, you've got the thumb tab. So when you're wearing it, like there, you can have your thumb tab like that if you want. So like if you don't want to wear gloves, sometimes I'll do that and just kind of pull it up. But the Origin hoodie, definitely one of my go-to pieces that I will wear all fall, and I'll kind of talk about it more, how I layer with it when I'm not wearing it early season, or if it's not my outer piece. From there, there's also the Origin pants. So these are kind of like, I'd almost liken them to a jogger style. They, you know, thin out in the bottom. You've got right here where it can go over your feet and stay tight. So it's great for going like in rubber boots and stuff, or just being tight to those ankles. The Origin pants, you know, I haven't worn them a ton yet, but what they're gonna be is my layering piece. Or You know, if it's getting a little bit chillier, I'm throwing them on. And then, you know, I might even just wear these to the tree, you know, if you want to have them, and especially Spectre as well, or, you know, camo pattern. I want the solid because with these pants, I'm going to wear a lot more layering under some other pieces we'll talk about. And then like when I take off a pair of bibs, I can wear these to the gas station or whatever. So these are going to be a main piece. But I want to touch on them now as I touched on the Origin hoodie, just because they kind of go together. Next is I'm going to cover their new 308 pant. So this is the Whitetail 308 pant, and pretty much what this is just a tough, good pant that is great for outerwear. You know, in that I'm probably not going to wear these down past like 40, you know, but in that 50 to, you know, even I wore them in North Dakota some when it was in the 70s. They're just a really good pant. They're not overly warm, but they're really tough. They've got the same thing as I talked about with the Trace, where you can vent the legs. So I can open up that inner thigh, comes out to that zipper where you can zip on the outside as well. So on the pant leg, you've got zippers on outside, you got a zipper on inside, and then you got a top pocket for that. So, you know, if you want to use that pocket, you're going to want to have that zipper closed. Then you got your upper pockets, back pockets, stuff like that. So the 308 pant, it's kind of going to replace my like corrugate guide pant, I would say. So if you ever use those, or the Obsidian Foundry, you know, I've got the Obsidian Foundry pants. I think the 308 pant's a cut above that, and that's pretty much, you know, this 308 pant I'm going to wear until I'm getting into a pair of bibs, I'm going to guess. And then with that early season, you get a little bit chilly. Maybe you've got the Origin hoodie on and you just want something else to kind of go on before we're getting into heavier jackets and bibs, is one of my favorite still pieces from First Lite, which is the Source jacket. So this is just a small, you know, not overly crazy warm jacket, but it's really small, can pack up super nice in my backpack. Can just fold it up, toss it in. And the Source jacket is something that I wear a ton, and people like using this as a layering system. I don't actually wear this a lot layering with other jackets until we maybe get to very late season. But that Source jacket I wear as an outer piece a lot. It's not like super windproof or anything, but it's a piece that I love, and it's just a great all-around jacket and one of my favorite all-around pieces from First Lite. So with that, we're gonna jump into next is we're gonna talk about the phase system, and this is their new windproofing, kind of lighter, but can cut that wind piece. So I'm not gonna be running that this fall. I don't have the phase, but our team member Caleb Comstock in Nebraska does. So we're gonna cut over to him. He's gonna talk about the phase system, why he likes it, and we'll come back here to talk about some more stuff.
Hey guys, Caleb Comstock here. I'm here to talk about the phase system. This is a system I got last year, and I used the heck out of it. Big thing with this system is how quiet it is. It is a different material than what First Lite has previously made. It's more of that fleecy material. You wouldn't think this material would be extremely windproof, wind resistant feeling it, but this thing is designed to absolutely cut the wind. It does a great job of cutting the wind as well as keeping quiet. For bow hunters, being quiet is key for us. It's extremely essential, and this material right here definitely has that box checked. Extremely quiet, extremely comfortable. This is not a very bulky jacket, which I love, because for me, I personally hate bulk. So it's pretty thin, but it's extremely warm, like I said, especially the fact that it cuts the wind. A key feature I like about this is it's obviously an outside layer, and for me, if I'm in a tree stand, I'm wearing my harness, I love having that cut in the back to fit your harness rope through it. I love that feature they put it on this. It has great deep pockets. It's got chest pockets right here, which is where I would keep my phone. It'd go in there pretty deep. And then there's also the magnetic pocket that goes all the way through to the inside, which is also a nice feature that they included into this piece. In Nebraska, our temperatures are not nearly as extreme as they are up in northern Minnesota when I'm hunting. So I actually wore this piece pretty much from November all the way through the season, even when I was hunting with the muzzleloader here late season in Nebraska. So super universal piece. You can use it on those warmer November days, but you can also layer up underneath of it and still provide the warmth that you need because this material cuts the wind. Overall, this piece has honestly became my favorite piece from First Lite. I'd say I probably wore this piece more than I wore any of my other clothing last year, and I'm excited to continue to wear it this year as I go into the fall. And like I said, I love how quiet and how windproofing this newest phase system is. With the coat, they obviously come with the bibs. My big seller on the bibs I like is obviously the full zipper from both ways, which is really nice. It zips up from the top or down from the top, and obviously from the bottom as well. So I like the full range of zipper. It helps because I always pack my bibs on, so a very long zipper that makes putting them on in the tree extremely easy. I love that. I also love that they got the adjustable straps for your hips, just in case you pack on a few extra pounds throughout the off season. I love that they got the hand muff built in up top, extremely nice. And just like the coat, it's got that same material that's extremely soft, extremely quiet. Another really big feature I like about this is how deep these front pockets are. Sometimes pockets and pants can be a little weird putting them on your side if you're sitting down. Well, these got the pockets right on top of your thighs that go extremely deep. Actually, I got a little drag thing in there right now. So again, just like with the bibs. Oh, extremely important. When you're sitting in the tree all day and you gotta go to the bathroom, one thing I like that they did is they actually included a zipper right in the middle. So instead of having to get all the way undressed, honestly, for male, that's a huge feature that I think is not something that's honestly talked about a lot. But just those little things makes this piece of clothing one of my go-tos with First Lite.
All right, so now as we get into the kind of the heart of whitetail season, that mid to late October into through November in some places, when you're kind of in that 20 to 40 degrees, I'm gonna say, generally speaking, First Lite, all new for 2024, has their core system. So essentially, the core system is replacing the Solitude. So if you ever had the Solitude, this is like a new and improved version of that. Kind of the key features is the core is just absolutely dead silent. I mean, this is like the quietest piece of whitetail gear probably out there. What's really cool is it's got new Primaloft insulation on the inside, and these have now a full windproofing membrane. So these are considered windproof, which I'm super excited about. We got to test some of this stuff last fall, and the core system might be the best whitetail gear out on the market in anything. I mean, it's probably my favorite go-to piece all year. A couple other things, it does have, like a lot of other pieces, the removable hood, so you can unsnap it, zipper right off, take the hood off if you want. I actually, a lot of times with these kind of pieces, and I won't anymore, but in the past I took off the hoods to use them as like a camera cover. Now that I have other hoods, I'll leave these ones on. Another cool feature with this is it's got new magnetic pass-through. So like if you have, want to get inside your jacket or got bibs or like a hand warmer on inside, it's got magnetic where bam, like that opens up to the inside, which is kind of sweet. And then it's also got the pocket right there as well. So the core system, it's going to keep you warm. For layering with it, I guess I'll talk about more after I cover the bibs, but super quiet, windproof. It's, with the new Primaloft insulation, it's gonna be really warm. It's got the pass-through for the harness if you need. We're rocking a lot of saddle stuff, so we won't be using that. But very quiet, very soft, and just overall, I think this might be their best piece of hunting gear. Same thing with the bibs. It's the same thing. Got the Primaloft insulation, dead quiet. On the front side of the bibs, as they're up, up on your chest, you've got the top pocket right here. You've got the pass-through kangaroo pouch on the bibs, which this is like just such a great feature to have that, and right here, that way too, if you're wearing the bibs. Maybe you're not wearing the jacket. I know guys that will wear bibs, but they won't wear a jacket. They'll just have like a hoodie on. Or if you want to use the kangaroo pouch, with the jacket, you got the magnetic pass-through. Get your hands right here if you want. On your legs, you've got the top pocket right here. Again, just magnetic. So there's no latches or anything like that. It's just, you open it up right here, close it, and that's me like going with force. That's as loud as it gets, but if you just set it like that, there's no sound. And then you do have the inner pocket as well, which it's the same pocket, it leads right there, but however you want to access that, there's just different access points, which is really nice. You got the same thing as before on the Solitude. We got the full zipper, full length of the leg from the top or the bottom, which I really enjoy because I can keep it zipped down to my boot, which I like, and I zip it down from the top, which allows me, if you want to walk in with them, to really vent those legs. You can have a full zip down, and that's really great for walking in and out and keeping you as cool as possible. So then you've got tightening straps on the side right here that just go like that, and you can tighten them up, and then that'll keep you nice and formed throughout and not super puffy. So this is the core bibs, again, new for 2024. This core system is gonna be absolutely killer. I'm gonna love running this. And then the core system does have the vest as well. I'm not a huge vest guy, but I might try to put this to use a little bit this year. Right layering, just that right temperature where you don't want the sleeves, the full bulkiness of a jacket. You can run the core vest and it's gonna be the same thing as a jacket. And it's another good piece if you're a vest kind of guy. So layering with the core, you know, if I'm gonna be running it this year, I'm probably most likely gonna be layering it with running just simple pair of, you know, probably just boxers, then go straight to the Origin pants. So these Origin pants I'll probably be wearing almost exclusively under the core bibs. Same thing with the core hood, or the Origin pants, same thing with the Origin hoodie. So I'll go Origin hoodie, you know, probably just have like a light t-shirt on, like an Arrow Wool wicked hoodie, or Arrow Wool wick tee with the Origin hoodie, core jacket. You really don't need to go crazy on the layering. It's really just one set of clothes straight to the core, which will be really nice. If it's getting colder and you want to keep the core and say you don't have like the thermic or anything warmer than that, the layering that I would go with would be with the Furnace Henley. The Furnace Henley, and we'll talk about this more once we talk about the thermic, but with cold weather layering, this is my favorite piece. I mean, this is so warm, no hood. I just love running the Furnace Henley, and then I got the Furnace Long Johns. So instead of going with the Origin, you could run the Furnace set into the core, and that's gonna keep you warm into, depending on if you're me to Garrett, who Garrett gets cold really easy, I don't get cold as fast. It'll get you down into some really cool temperatures, probably into the teens even, but for sure in the 20s. So that's the core system. That's gonna run you through the bulk of whitetail season. And then after that, now we're gonna jump into the thermic set, which is gonna be your late cold weather gear. All right, and lastly, we're gonna talk about the late season or the super cold weather gear. Where this is their new for 2024, is their thermic set. This is, you know, instead of having like the Sanctuary 2.0, some key features with the thermic is, again, it's got a windproof membrane. It's got Berber fleece. It's got 200 GSM Primaloft insulation. This is about as warm as it gets. You know, I haven't personally ran the thermic yet. We didn't get our hands on it quite early enough. Garrett's, I believe, ran it, and then I was in a blind with Sam Soholt when he killed a buck in North Dakota last year, him running it, and got to kind of see it firsthand, test it all out. So I can tell you factually, the thermic might be the best warm late season stuff out there. Don't want to try and sound like a broken record, but this stuff's awesome. So super warm, heavy, not too puffy though. Again, you got the Berber fleece, as you see on the inside. You got this Berber fleece here that is just, I mean, wish I could just like translate the touch of it to you, but it's just so warm. You can just tell by touching it. Same thing as the core. It's got the magnetic pass through here, right like that. So you can have that just magnetically like that, get to your bibs, get on the inside of that jacket nicely. You've got your pocket still. Yeah, removable hood, and that Berber fleece goes all the way up into the hood. So, I mean, trust me, you're not getting cold in this jacket. You know, I've worn the Sanctuary 2.0. I've killed deer in it in -40. I can only imagine how warm this is gonna keep me. So that's a thermic jacket. And then they've got the same thing, thermic bibs. Again, very similar to the Core, just, you know, as far as the design goes. But again, you got that Berber fleece. You've got, I mean, this might be the warmest hand pouch pretty much ever. I mean, Berber fleece on the inside of that. You've got the top pocket, again, Berber fleece on the inside of that. You've got the leg. You can access that pocket right here through the zipper or through the top right there. You've got just the magnetic pockets again. Same thing with the Core bibs. You've got the complete leg zipper right there. So you can see, you know, you can have that undone walking in or out. These are probably warm enough where if you're able to, I'd probably recommend not wearing this in the jacket on the walk into the tree. It's probably just gonna sweat your ass off. But if it's a short walk or you want to, you can kind of ventilate it that way. So that's the thermic bibs. Again, I'd highly recommend checking those out. And then to wear with that, you know, a couple things that I want to talk about. You want to have a good pair of gloves. You know, I'm not wearing gloves, even if it's that cold when I'm in the tree or in a blind. You know, I've got maybe small thin gloves on, but for the walk in and out, you want some gloves. These are their new Cody gloves this year. Kind of look like ranch style gloves, but they're really warm on the inside. They fit nicely, and this will be a good glove to wear on the walk in or out. Got to mess around with these a little bit late season last year. Super warm. Recommend the Cody glove. And then keep your head and neck warm. You got the Tundra Balaclava, which I've been wearing for a couple years. Super warm material on the inside, covers your face, all that good stuff. Or you can go with the Tundra Net Gator. Don't mind mine, my dogs got into it a little bit, but you know, this is really, I like this one. And then you've got it, so you can see on the inside, it's a little bit thinner where like your nose would be. I love the Tundra Net Gator. We've also got the, I think this is called the Tundra Flip Beanie Hat. So this, I'll either wear this hat plus the Net Gator, or just wear the Balaclava. And then you've got the first side's got their hand muff. Mine's a little bit old and torn and withered. They do have a new thermic. I don't know if it's called the thermic, but they do have a new hand muff with the same Berber fleece that's built into the thermic. So these hand muffs are a lifesaver. I wear these all the time. That way you just keep your hands in there like that. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video, kind of talking through the First Lite, you know, layering systems. Oh, I do want to quickly cover with the thermic stuff. Layering, again, I'm gonna go back to the two furnace pieces. Furnace Long Johns, furnace Henley. This is literally all I'm gonna wear under the thermic. You don't have to go crazy on the layering. You know, if it's like literally negative 20, 30, 40, I might slap on the Source jacket as well, but I've only done that a couple times. I usually just wear the furnace straight to that jacket because that's gonna keep you warm. That's all you really need. So that's what I want to cover in today's video. We're just covering all of 2024 First Lite stuff, what we're wearing, how we like it. If you got any questions on any of the First Lite gear, feel free to drop a comment below, shoot us a DM on Instagram or whatever, send me an email. Definitely happy to answer them. It can be a little overwhelming if you've never tried any of this stuff because I've got so much gear, but that's what we use, that's what we like. I appreciate you watching this video. Do me a huge favor, hit that like and subscribe below. That always does us huge favors. It just does really well for us, and we really appreciate that. Anyone watching, I appreciate you watching this video, and we'll see you here on the next video.